the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
NDC Gurus Mieno, Solomon and Kansa, former communications officer of the party, Ena Kofi B. Kukubo, Ena Omo Ede and Nsem-Pii Ababetupia. Na making kind of yabre na yachirimu. Na almost say we have seen some prominent and big NDC gurus sharing snippets of Bawumia's tour in an attempt to ridicule him. We honestly don't know who is in charge of communication strategy for our party, but this strategy is the laziest, unproductive, and senseless strategy of all types. Enti yewra Solomon and Kansa ena Kofi B Kukubo ena omachire mu se omahunu se omo party NDC mpanimfo bi atwitwa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign tour ya woko omatwitwa the video kete ya ase omo edi ne ho few na omo di huru no na in fact omo te wono omo nim nipa ono na ehwe NDC kwan omo fa so a omo kasa in this year's election. Nanso sa anamontu wi ana sa strategy we there yakwadwefo strategy strategy a ababi anim strategy a nyansa ba kokora enim. Say when you share a 30-second video to mock someone, you force objective people to find the full video and watch for themselves. Any objective and sensible person who watches Bawumia's response on taxing the church question will know that it was a very sensible and well thought through response that His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia gave. It hardly connotes the joker assertion our precious NDC wants to put out. Enti before ichiremu a obi a na adwene mu da ho fan ya obehwe sa video no bia no ya omo party NDC for nipa bi aya omo de huru Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ebe na adwene se obekwa akohwe full video na obi a na adwene mu da ho no bia no ehwe full video no na oti anu yi a Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia de bae efa se ye gigi eto edi afiri nsore ho no a nipa de be hunu se anu yi a Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia di ye anu yi a in fact nyansan kasa ebi wo mu pa na anu yi a utumu se the vice president trans dwene ho si esopo si so agina ansana odi sa inchiremu no ba na sa nyoma ni nyina kire sabi concept asresem any say seriousness any party friend NDC omoto aso say instead of pushing what our flag bearer also has for Ghanaians and keeping Ghanaians updated with his activities, we have spent almost 3 weeks and hired journalists to follow Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's tour and for the tour to be a subject of discussion. And I'm penny for each room said, instead said the National Democratic Congress veterans na ensam wa mo franka tu ni na mo kan ombe boss ansam ne ho dawo na biri ni biribia no ombe magana fo hunu nioma koso with respect to omo flag bearer His Excellency John Dramani Mahama omo atrase di na watwe miensa ahyeda asoma sentwerefo se omo ni Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign to awokwachi na afa omo koba omo de sa campaign to na baba be ye discussion atrase ya ka ho asem a emra omo flag bearer so won hihye ya obo ho dawuro di akire Ghana fo and omo to aso bion say party executives and even some well-meaning party members and gurus within the NDC don't even know the whereabouts of our flag bearer, and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is still headlining our conversations. What is the sense in this? Things are not right with the NDC. Party no ego. Enti mpanifo mienu esan chirimu a. Party ni mpanifo party no achidifo any atitratitri bi a party no ene ni na nyina omuni baabi a omo franka tuni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na emomu no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign ya wonam awoye na sese aba be ye twiapia NDC fo atwe omo sen ade asiso a de bia omo we ena penefo emi no kiri mu a saade ekoso yi nyansa bia anim saade ya ekoso yi enya de papa. It looks as if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's campaign has sent our flag bearer into hiding. Yan penefo emi no kiri mu a ase ekwa akoye say His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia aproba obo ena ama omo franka tuni ye John Dramani Mahama ape baby akwa akote kenya saa enka party executives entumi enka se omu nim baby a flag bearer His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ewo the way any nsem a Solomon Nkansa ena afi Kofi B Kukubo edi atudwa edi afa the party NDC their flag bearer John Dramani Mahama and the flag bearer of the NPP, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and a campaign who sent someone ekoso. Now it was a fufu.
The new Patriotic Party flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has clarified that he was joking about giving incentives to churches. According to him, the comment he made in a jest has been taken out of context.
The NPP presidential candidate's initial statement about incentivizing churches was made at a meeting with the clergy in the Bono East region on Friday, May 10.
Then the question is church and taxes. Are we going to tax churches? My view on this is simple. In fact, that's why I say that if you share a Juma church ayeno, in fact, we should rather be paying them rather than they paying us. So I don't see, and I will not have a situation where we are taxing churches. We rather want to give churches incentives to support what government is doing. I want us to be partners in the way that the development partners are with us. You are our domestic development partners, and we will give you incentives to do more.
However, following the mixed reaction to his comments, the Vice President has said the statement was made in jest. In another meeting with the clergy in the Northeast region as part of his nationwide tour, the Vice President stated that his remark may have been taken out of context.
At that point, I was joking, and I said, oh, people are talking about taxing churches. I don't believe, and we will not tax churches. Because if you look at the work the churches have done, then I was joking, then maybe we should have actually paid them for what they did, not really trying to tax them. But I wasn't really saying we should pay churches. No, I'm saying that we should give incentives.
Dr. Bawumia highlighted that his comment was made within the context of acknowledging the significant contributions of churches and other faith-based institutions to the country, including the construction of schools, hospitals, and other essential facilities. He stated that such organizations deserve support to continue their impactful work. Dr. Bawumia clarified that the intention was to acknowledge their contributions and encourage them to do more and not to impose taxes on them.
Let's stay a while on this issue because I have been joined on the phone by the Communications Director for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's campaign team, Miracles Abwaji, to help us understand what the Vice President's comments really meant to actually say or do to the people of Ghana. Miracles, thank you for your time. You are welcome. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Right. So even after the explanation of Dr. Bawumia's comments that it was a joke and therefore was taken out of context, you still have Ghanaians trolling him on social media and even have taken the joke explanation out of context, if you may, again. Do you follow that?
It's not Ghanaians. It's Jifaguno, Yaya Koku, receipt guy. It's the NDC. Who are spreading that, and it's okay, it's fine, because unfortunately for them, the very important conversation which they are playing with has been dealt with decisively by the Vice President. The Vice President, in engaging the clergy, had a question posed to him specifically on taxation of churches and the fact that there's conversation about the possibility of the state taxing churches. And he was quite clear. He said that if you look at all the investment the churches are making in education, in health, social services, he doesn't think, or he doesn't know why we should even be discussing taxation of churches. Indeed, if there is anything at all, we should be paying the churches. And this comment was made in the context of even a Ghanaian adage where they say, when you be so that even if you are not going to say thank you to them, you don't go taxing them again. And that's the point he made. The same group of people came back, took the entire conversation out of context, ignored the real substantial issues, and started spreading headlines like Dr. Bawumia says he will pay churches. Dr. Bawumia promises to pay churches, which had nothing to do with the comments that he made. So yesterday, he spent time to clarify and give further insights into the conversation around the taxation. And it's quite clear. Presby Church, Pentecost Church, Methodist Church, Catholic, Anglican Church, these are the big churches we have in this country. And there is no corner in this country that you will not find these churches with schools. Indeed, at the basic level, you would agree that if you take the schools for these churches and faith-based organizations out, we may not have any basic education. And he believes that the church and the faith-based organizations are our foremost development partners. And so there is absolutely no way that under his presidency he would even consider a conversation around taxing churches. He even went further to say that the idea rather should be providing incentives to these churches in the developmental drive. For example, if a church wants to build a school or a hospital and imports materials from overseas to construct this project, shall we begin to think about giving them specific tax exemptions to be able to give them some free hand and serve as an incentive so they can do more for us as a country? And that conversation is what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is driving. He's very committed to it. No amount of misrepresentation, misleading would take his mind out of that particular.
You sought to mention a name and the political party NDC. Are they not Ghanaians?
Well, but you and I know that they are Ghanaians and yet worked and campaigned against free senior high school. Is that what Ghanaians want?
Yes, but
is it everything that the NDC do?
But politics is about numbers. And
no,
it doesn't matter where you see someone, position or someone.
It does. If you have a political party like the NDC that has a history of fighting every good thing that is proposed for the people, they are not people that you take them seriously. And so if something like a very important conversation like this, where the Vice President has met 7 regions and met clergy in all these regions, very, very important conversation, and then you put aside the substance of the conversation and you go about misrepresenting, misleading, and making fun of the conversation, you are not to be taken serious, and you don't represent their names.
That's where I'm coming to. As you being the communications manager of Dr. Bawumia, don't you think that you're not doing him a lot of good by coaching and managing his scripts and his speeches properly, such that some words are not allowed or not to be used because hold on, Miracles, so that some words are very easy to put spins on in terms of politics, and they can be taken out of context easily.
Are not daft.
And so when you read the meaning,
tell our NDC friends, no, there's no meaning in this. It's a very straightforward, simple, uncomplicated conversation. That's why I'm saying that you and a few others on Twitter are the ones discussing this. I am in the Eastern region right now. They are very, very interested in the headlines.
Miracles,
about...
do we have, maybe you don't know, or you are not, you are underestimating, hold on. Maybe you are underestimating the word joke and how far it can go to affect the personality of Dr. Bawumia. Do we have synonyms for joke?
There are synonyms for every word.
So wait, hold on. So in political speech and delivery, you could have used a word that is probably even more milder, or that would send a very different.
To satisfy the NDC.
Why are you so focused on the NDC?
Because it is them. Why? Are we all not on the Twitter? It is them. Share their handles. Go and pick 100 handles on Twitter. You are there. And tell me which one of them is not a pure fanatic of the NDC. We are not running this country on the basis of the NDC. If we're running this country to satisfy the NDC, we will not be having free senior high school. We will not be having hundreds of factories across districts. I am telling you that the conversation and the point the vice president made was live. It was live, and there was absolutely no ambiguity about it. First of all, he makes the point. Then they come back misrepresenting the point. Now he comes back to clarify that point. They are not happy. They are not happy that he's come to clarify it. So they go again and pick another conversation to distract us from the substance of the issue. I am telling you that nobody is falling for it. The vice president is categorical. He has no intention to pay churches. He has not made any such intention. The conversation is around taxation of churches. And he's saying that indeed, if anything at all, we should be paying the churches and not the other way around.
Right.
Your position on this matter, as has been taken by the NDC, is their business. Across the country, in all the regions that we have been to, they are very clear, the position of the vice president on taxation of churches. What is the position of their leader on taxation of churches?
Right. Miracle Sabwa.
Electoral violence, NDC exonerates. Omutima exonerate you. Abanya mwana moche no.
Obi akwachi obi aso omutima ma exonerate.
Na no ye fentwese akwan sa baba kibi.
Yeah.
Na no ye liter. And then the former husband to the liter. And the quota also was seen, them was seen in dollars. Ghana Bank, the court today, which means will be in dollars. Now, no more craft a year, our phone. And now, Omoka's Obuko divorce. Obana the coin. Now, Ben Manner response or the buyer, no fact, leaky mood. Now, that because we get a public document. I don't call today. Yeah. Now, and some to the litter can you know, I will call to know. Hey, Nanya is and the morning. Wouldn't lawyer Sam Kuju. Martin, I mean, you know. Okay, lawyer Sam Kuju, a bra, and before court 2012. Now, to litter and a lawyer for John Mahama. Yeah. And now Sam Kuju, as a lawyer for NDC. Yeah. Now, we may no say now for. Yeah. And the court documents, okay, Kaya baby. To later say, a dear yenny yapa back when they say, Madame for some kuju. Madame for some kuju. No one is I saw you say, Jenny. And when a ye, Nano ye, as a show. No see boho moi, and a Joe, bear don't cook or modawa, me, sang. Now, somebody could be trying in soon. The member you want to know. Somebody in Cassation soon, and then you try a day. The train soon say, ah, okay. Was it just a child in Sumu crying? Say, some kuju a party you the fee. And now we invite you on the 20 liter. I was not going to say that 20 liter and now 20 liter and then the no liter. A coin. Kwaku was so on man na yonko some kuju jere abad or by ya. I learned 20 liter made them a catcher. Catcher was you say.
Onyami Kurumami. Aye. As you are saying A. The man tested the moon. Aye.
I just like it all. Aye. As a woman. Now, what tells you a cafe? You know, what's about what I had a crowd put say? Sell motel and I see you now. Now, no ye, I could find values. I'm more padena more. Or my value meaning now, where $20,000, where $40,000, where 10,000 Ghana cedis. I'm says when you do Benya. Now I say, I want to say, Motiano, or no to little away bear man. The bush when you be few hodoma, Asamaba, Mammy, one shena, what that tetia, then back on the co.
Also, they don't seem to go.
What also did Obadia and the take it a movie. More just say, I yet at the data Taquabaku travel. Hey, some woman. Hey, now me say some no about what to say. Oh, what we? But that one was sealed for. Say, Ogunehufi. But I
want a response not the buy no. Aha. Oh, I do mediation because me say what should be our court or between say ultimately defame na. But say we trying to should be libel. Okay, be a part under defamation. Court a crata. Aye. Okay.